Babydaddys GF text me he's hitting here, tells me to come get my child. So some backstory, I have a 3-year son with a man. We have been split pretty much since the birth of our son. He's 24, been dating this woman 21 for about the same length of time we've been broken up. My son goes to his house every weekend. He doesn't pay child support. We don't have a legal custody agreement. As far as I was aware, he's a good dad. My son loves him. Friday night his GF text me and ask if she can ask a question and keep it between us. I say sure. On Saturday morning, I didn't see the text, thinking she's going to ask if my ex ever cheated. She proceeds to ask me if he was ever abusive towards me. Say no, never. She then says he hit her Friday night and it made her cheek hurt until she fell asleep. I ask, is he hitting my son? Did my son see? She says no, he would never do that. Then she says he hit me again and your son saw and is crying. I say, drop a pin, I'm on my way. Then she adds he hit your son in the face to demonstrate that he didn't hit me hard. I ask if he's crying and she says no. Long story short, I was an hour away and had to get my parents to go get my son. I call my ex's best friend to go over there and make sure my ex calms down. BC, I don't know how crazy he's acting or if he will hurt my son or parents. My parents get there and have to call the cops. BC, the GF is holding him in the front drive saying Idku said he isn't safe. He's safe with us and she won't hand my son over. I'm still 30 minutes away at this point. The GF also wouldn't give me or my parents the address so we could call the cops. My mom had to give approximate address based on the street/house numbers. My ex's sister is also acting crazy saying my BD has legal rights and they can't take my son. After everything is over, the cops call me and I give all information. Then, today, this happened this past weekend, the GF texts me saying I'm an ass because I involved the cops. That the situation wasn't that serious. Like, what did she expect me to do if this grown man is putting hands on a woman, and not to mention my 3-year-old? The cops told me on the phone my ex has zero legal rights to our son as we aren't/weren't married and have no court ordered anything. I let my ex know he won't be seeing my son at his house anymore and he basically said we'll see. Now, he and the GF are trying to lie and say nothing happened. Y'all, what do I even do? Does he have legal rights? Minna, I feel like my son being with the mother who doesn't have domestic disputes is safer than with someone who is hitting a woman. His GF is obviously psycho if she tried to lie to everyone like she didn't contact me to get my son because he wasn't safe. What would you do? Edited to add, I have filed for child support. He won't fill out the paperwork and doesn't give a F. I have to call weekly for an update. He should be getting served to appear in court for CS in about 60 days. Say he's a good day because up until this weekend, he's been great with our son. My son loves him, never cries when he goes to his house, is excited to see his daddy and never comes home with marks, scratches, nothing. Clearly this incident just goes to show that you cannot trust anyone fully. I never would have believed my ex would hit a woman, but here we are. GF is, according to my ex's best friend, crazy. They have had a toxic relationship for a while now. As far as I was aware, they were doing great. My son calls her mom and loves her. Edit, I have spoken to a lawyer. He will have to file to get any rights. I am taking the steps they suggested to me to protect my son. Thank you for your kind words and advice. Save every text and try to get photos and recordings of everything. Have a convo with the GF and either record it yourself in person or have someone sit next to you on the phone recording. If you record your son, make sure to record from the beginning and to ask very ambiguous questions about what happened so it doesn't seem like you're leading him on to answer a certain way. Good idea. I hate bringing it back up to him though. Hi, lawyer here. Speak to a lawyer. Do not take random Reddit advice about recording things or trying to get your kid to say things on camera. Do not do anything that might look like coaching. Just keep all texts and keep a record of anything your son tells you. Don't try coax it out of him. Have all conversations with your ex via text and make it clear that due to accusations of abuse you need to ensure your child is safe, and do this all properly. Don't fight, don't mess around. Clear, concise, child-focused, safety-focused. Lawyer first and foremost, who will let you know what to do so you don't shoot yourself in the foot. Get a lawyer. Many law offices have pro bono programs. Keep those text messages. They are usually admissible in court. Even if she lied, it's an unstable situation for your son to be involved in. You have your parents and your son as witnesses of the erratic behavior. Yes, child psychologists can speak to children and get information to present in court. Edit. Don't do any secret recording work until you know the laws in your state. In some states, both parties must be aware that they are being recorded for it to be admissible in court. You need to get court-ordered custody agreement. File for full custody. Get in front of judge and explain your concerns. He will still have parental rights until a judge takes them away. He might have to do anger counseling and parenting classes and supervised visits. It depends on what the police report said. You can't really trust anything his GF says. What if she was trying to cause drama? What does your son say? My son says daddy smacked me and he can show me which cheek. My ex says he tapped his cheek lightly to show the GF he didn't do it hard. I still think there's zero reason my son should be around them if they're physically hurting each other. I really want to say thank you to someone, but I don't actually know that person. So Reddit, I wanna thank you. I know you haven't said anything ever to me, but you did to other people. I have posted myself a lot about a girl I like, and because of Reddit I asked her out. She said yes, but changed her mind later, but I don't care now about the answer anymore. I'm really proud of myself that I even asked her out even though she said no. So people of Reddit, know you really help a lot of people like me. Thanks, smiles. There will be another girl, one that you will connect with. She will say yes and follow through. Positive thoughts your way. Smile. Wholesmex 1000, sad face. Sounds like you're a good person. It's always difficult to ask someone out for the first time, so congratulations for being brave. And, further, congratulations for being polite and respectful when she changed her mind. You might not see it right now, but other people will be seeing that you're working hard to be a brave, good and respectful person, and this will eventually work to your advantage. I'm proud of you. Good for you. Now find someone else and ask her out if/when the time is right. One of these times you're gonna succeed. Hope it's soon. You did great. I'm impressed that you respectfully took no for an answer. Some men don't. My longtime best friend, F25, got married and her husband isn't okay with our relationship. What should I do? I have been friends with this girl for a long time. She is my only best friend, and I'm only hers too. We are very close and went through much together, but we never really considered being romantically together or talked about it. We were always clear about this. We are not interested in each other romantically, hence nothing ever happened between us. She had relationships while we were friends and so did I. There were always troubles because how close we are, but they seemed minor since we are young, early 20s, and the relationships weren't serious. About a year ago she started going out with an older guy, and shortly got engaged and married recently. I met the guy many times and he is a nice dude. I acutely don't mind him at all. Saying he isn't okay with our relationship is an understatement. They had many fights because she met me and sat to talk, we worked together, or because she still had something I gave her, etc. He never talked to me about it, but she told me that many times, so I told her that I'm okay with whatever boundaries they wanna put and I would respect it, but she just isn't accepting that. She feels that she is giving up her life for him and that marriage doesn't mean living in a prison just to make the partner happy, her words. Yesterday she wanted to meet. I thought the three of us would meet, since this is the first time we meet since the marriage, but I found out in the spot that he is traveling for work and only the two of us. We spend a good 3 hours talking and catching up. I really don't know what to do. In the beginning I thought she is the one who will need to put boundaries and I will only follow, but she isn't doing anything. And this is putting her in a lot of troubles with her husband. I feel I'm doing something wrong and don't know what to do. Should I put the boundaries? Refuse to meet up and not talk to her as much? That would hurt both of us, I'm sure, but I'm willing to do it for the sake of all of us. What should I do? Edit. Thank you all of the comments. I have read every one last of them and can tell you all care. However, your opinions might differ. I think I got a lot of value from your perspectives and I have a good idea of what I should do. So thank you all again. This comment is to answer some of your questions. / the age difference is 11 years. He is 35-36. / we come from very conservative culture but young people like us are not as conservative. / the husband had some issues before marriage but they were all gone after we met and hang out a few times. It all resurfaced again after the marriage. / in a year, they plan to move to another country, where the husband works. She doesn't speak the language of that country yet. Skeptical. What I think I should do. I shouldn't put boundaries myself as this is her decision and I have to respect it. Nevertheless, we must be honest and leave no chance for the husband insecurities to grow or fears to expand. I should be aware of how I behave around him, giving them space and allowing them to strengthen their emotional bond. I must also stay in her life because he is showing a predatory patterns of behavior as so many of you pointed out, so I must be there if / when she needs me. Thank you all again. Thanks for the hugs. These are red flags. The age gap, which is pretty bad considering she's 23 to 24 and he's 35 / rushing for marriage, cutting her friends off then wanting her to move to a country where he is the only person she knows. This is screaming red flag! ! And that she's possibly in for a bad time. Age gap with her in her early 20s, rushing the relationship to marriage, and now showing the beginning signs of isolating her. These are typical signs that she's in for a bad time and is likely going to seriously need a friend in the future. Don't push her away or put up boundaries. Follow her lead. If she does start pushing you away or putting up serious boundaries, make sure she knows that even if she pushes you away, you will still be there for her if she needs you in the future. She has to work this out for herself. Best you can do is let her know that, if she needs you, you are there. It's her life, she has to decide what she is and isn't happy to deal with, not your decision to make, however frustrating it may get. Don't do anything. Don't feel guilty or check with him. She is the one to set the pace for the future. It's their marriage. They need to handle it. Just be supportive and there for her if she needs you. And be respectful. You don't want to give him any ammunition to back up any ridiculous theories he might have. Why are you putting this burden on yourself? It's her marriage to negotiate. If I were you, I'd be more concerned that my friend is in what seems to be a very unhealthy, controlling environment rather than whether or not you're respecting this dude's demands or not. I think she's absolutely right. A partner has a say in who their spouse is romantically involved with, but no say in friendships unless there's a very good reason.